James Irsay was an American billionaire businessman who was the principal owner, chairman, and CEO of the Indianapolis Colts of the National Football League, NFL, from 1997 until his death in 2025. The son of businessman Robert Irsay, who acquired the Baltimore franchise in 1972 for $12 million and moved them to Indianapolis in 1984. Irsay was general manager of the Colts from 1984 to 1996. At the time of his death, Forbes estimated his net worth at $4.8 billion. Irsay was 12 years old when his father, Robert Irsay, acquired the Baltimore Colts, after initially purchasing the Los Angeles Rams for $12 million and immediately swapping franchises with Colts owner Carroll Rosenbloom. After graduating from SMU in 1982, he joined the Colts professional staff. He was made part of the team's personnel department in 1983. He was named vice president and general manager in early 1984, immediately after the Colts relocated from Baltimore to Indianapolis. At age 24, he is the youngest ever to have held the title of general manager in the NFL. After his father suffered a stroke in 1995, he assumed management of the club with the modified title of Senior Executive Vice President, General Manager, and Chief Operating Officer. When his father died in 1997, Jim engaged in a legal battle with his stepmother over ownership of the team and later became the youngest NFL team owner at 37. According to Pro Football Reference, the 258 wins are the fourth most in the NFL over that time frame. The team won 10 division titles, made the playoffs 18 times, appeared in 2 Super Bowls, and won Super Bowl XLI. Indianapolis won 115 regular season games from 2000 to 2009, which is the second most in a decade by any NFL team. From the time he joined the organization in 1984, Irsay worked with numerous Pro Football Hall of Fame coaches, players, and executives, including Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, Bill Polian, Tony Dungy, Marvin Harrison, Edgerrin James, and Peyton Manning. In 2009, Irsay was vocal about preventing a group that included talk show host Rush Limbaugh from purchasing the St. Louis Rams due to comments Limbaugh made about Donovan McNabb in 2003, condemned as racist when he was an NFL commentator for ESPN. In October 2022, at a National Football League owners' meeting, Irsay said he believed that there's merit to remove Daniel Snyder as the owner of the Washington Commanders, amid calls for Snyder to sell the franchise. Irsay came under scrutiny in November 2022 when he fired Colts head coach Frank Reich after a 3-5-1 start to the season and replaced him with former Colts player Jeff Saturday as interim head coach. Saturday previously had no coaching experience beyond the high school football level and was employed as an NFL analyst for ESPN at the time of his hiring. Irsay married Meg Coyle in 1980, and the couple had 3 daughters, Carly Irsay Gordon, Casey Foyt, and Kaylin Jackson, as well as 10 grandchildren. After being separated since 2003, Meg filed for divorce on November 21, 2013. On March 16, 2014, Irsay was arrested under suspicion of driving under the influence and drug possession in Carmel, Indiana. Irsay had multiple bottles of prescription medication and more than $29,000 in cash in his car at the time of his arrest, with prosecutors claiming that Irsay tested positive for oxycodone and hydrocodone in his system. Multiple felony charges were subsequently pleaded down to a pair of misdemeanors. Irsay's daughter Carly took over the operations of the Colts while he was in rehab. On September 2, 2014, shortly after pleading guilty to operating while intoxicated and being sentenced to 1 year of probation, Irsay was suspended by the NFL for 6 games and fined $500,000. In a 2023 interview on Real Sports, Irsay claimed he had been arrested because of prejudice being a rich, white billionaire. In a report released by TMZ in January 2024, and repeated and partially verified by other news outlets, Irsay was found unresponsive and struggling to breathe at home, and was taken to the hospital on December 8, 2023. He received a dose of Narcan, a medicine that reverses an opioid overdose. Outside football, Irsay made significant investments in music and memorabilia with the Jim Irsay collection. In 2021, Guitar Magazine characterized Irsay as the owner of the greatest guitar collection on earth. Irsay purchased guitars originally owned by Elvis Presley, George Harrison, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Jerry Garcia, Prince, Les Paul, and other notable performers. He also purchased the boots Muhammad Ali wore during his famous Thrilla in Manila fight against Joe Frazier, the volleyball Wilson from the movie Cast Away, and letters from Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and Thomas Jefferson. Irsay performed with his own all-star band, the Jim Irsay Band, and hosted free concerts across the country. On May 21, 2025, Irsay died in his sleep in Los Angeles at the age of 65.